Off Script with Super E recommends listener discretion as these real but sometimes uncensored stories can be filled with mature content.
Hey everybody, it is A-Train. It's just A-Train and Super E today. We don't have any Jay. He couldn't get off work. Some lame excuse. They've got some sweeps where they're locking up murders and robbers and crap like that. Whatever.
That shows lack of dedication to the show.
I know. He needs to get his priorities straight. Right? You agree with me?
10-4. Oh, 10-4. He has a demerit coming his way.
He does. But whatever. We'll let him slide.
We'll let him slide.
So what are you up to today?
Well, I've been cutting the grass and cleaning chicken poop off everything. So,
okay, all right, yeah, because you live in the country now, don't you, Super E?
Yeah, and no matter what you got, you can have. If you got like outside lawn chairs with tables, you can have them out for about an hour, and then you can expect them to be covered in chicken poop. So that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, when you're a gentleman farmer out there,
yes, exactly.
That's what you got to put up with.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you think we're gonna be able to do this without Jay today?
We're going to give it a try. We'll try to limp through it.
All right, we'll try it. What kind of story you got for us today?
Well, today I got a story about where I didn't pick somebody out because I thought they were doing a crime. They picked me out because they thought I could help them with a crime.
Oh, okay.
I was cruising down one of the streets on the south side that they would prostitute on, and I was just checking it out. Didn't see much of anything, but I noticed that I was being kind of eyeballed by two haggard-looking, rough-looking women.
Mm.
Looked like they had a rough life, beat down a little bit.
Yeah.
And as I come to the stop sign, they're looking me over, and then they kind of looked at each other like, all right, they flagged me down. So I'm thinking, maybe there's a prostitutes, they what? No matter what a prostitute looks like, there's always a special niche of the population that's interested in them.
Even these two old haggard-looking ones.
Yeah,
somebody
even
that they're right in somebody's wheelhouse.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting.
So I pull over and I open up the passenger door. I was driving a pickup truck with an extended cab. Well, one woman gets in the back seat.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, she's rough. And then her partner gets in, and I noticed that she's got a leg cast on her right leg from the knee to the ankle. She hobbled in.
Okay.
And she looks at me, they got that gravelly voice. She goes, look, we're too ugly to sell pussy. So we're boosters. And I'm like,
okay.
Well, stipulated on the ugly part, but I didn't want to say anything.
Well, no, you don't want to hurt their feelings.
I didn't want to hurt. I was being a gentleman.
Yes.
But
as always.
I said, I inquired about what is this boosting that you're talking about, even though I knew what it was.
Yeah.
They said, well, we steal from commercial and retail establishments, and whatever we steal, we sell to other businesses, and we make a profit off it.
Okay.
And we would like you to help us out. And I go, what do you want me to do? We want you to be our wheel man, which sounds cool. I was like, man, I've always wanted to be a wheel man.
Well, absolutely. The wheel man.
Yeah.
Super E, the wheel man.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be like I'm the wheel man for like Bonnie and Clydette here.
Exactly.
But, so they explained to me what it was, and they wanted to be the wheel man. They said I would get 30% of the profits. I was like, right on.
Okay, yeah.
So they had me drive down to a supermarket, one of the big chains.
Uh-huh.
And they had me park, and I go, okay, how's this work? How we do it? And well, the girl in the back seat, she advised me, she goes, listen, I'm the security. I said, all right. And she goes, I go, how you do the security? Well, I sit back here. I said, okay.
I sit back in the safe, back seat of the car.
My sister's going to go in, and she's going to steal a bunch of meat. And then her sister looks at me and goes, do you like Angus steaks? I go, yeah, 10-4.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, I'll get you some.
All right.
And I go, okay, so what happens if your sister goes in there and they are chasing her, and let's say they spot her and they try to arrest her. And this is what the girl in the backseat said. The girl said she was security. She goes, listen, here's how this works. If we see my sister hobbling out as fast as she can with security, or the loss prevention officers running after her, you hit the gas and get out of here. I was like, dang, that's a little cold-blooded. That's your sister.
And just leave her there?
Yes, yeah. She goes, I said, that's what I said. We just leave her there?
Huh. So
she goes, yeah, she knows the risk.
So security just, really all it is, she sits in the back seat of the car and says, go! Leave her!
Yeah. Oh, she just sits in the back seat and says, punch it!
Punch it!
And then we go.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Right.
So about 5-10 minutes go by. Well, her sister comes. Now remember, the sister is got a leg cast on from the ankle to the knee, so she can't walk very well.
Okay.
She comes hobbling out, doing the best she can to carry this gigantic blue vinyl bag. She didn't, like go in and put it in the grocery bags from the store. She carried in her own gigantic blue vinyl bag, which to me would seem very suspicious.
Agreed.
And she's carrying out this, I'm talking a giant blue vinyl bag.
So she went in there. She had her own bag, went in there
Yes.
and just loaded it up.
Loaded up. I'm
hobbled
not
out.
talking. Yeah, this bag isn't the size of a purse.
Yeah.
It's not the size of it's bigger, twice as big as a gym bag. I mean, it held a lot of stuff.
Wow.
She gets back into my truck, and I said, "You have any problems?" She goes, Psh, "I didn't have any problems at all. They're not even paying attention. I don't even think they have any loss prevention officers in there." I said, "Did anybody even look at you or stop you or question you?" She goes, "No, nobody did anything." And I'm looking inside this bag. She's got a whole bunch of steaks, a whole bunch of ribs, all kinds of stuff. And she got me like, she goes, hey, here's 4 Angus T-bones. She goes, these are on the house for you. I was like, you're awesome.
That is nice.
Yes.
That's the best boss you ever had.
Yeah, exactly. So I go, all right, where to next? And they said, well, let's go to the next store. And it was a little bit farther on the west side.
Okay.
And it was the same store, the same large chain.
Right.
And when she said that, I was like, I don't want to be spending the whole evening stealing from these places.
Right.
I want to hurry and get some sort of rest on these girls. So I thought to myself, I need to go to a place where I know there's going to be a police officer available. And then I thought to myself, well, there's another one of these stores right in the middle of between the one store and the other store they wanted to go to. I said, no, let's go to the store that's just north of the highway. Let's go to that supermarket. Mm-hmm. And they go, hey, that's a good idea. The reason I wanted to go there, because just north of the parking lot, there's a BP gas station.
Okay.
And I know the uniformed guys, when they're taking a break, like to frequent that.
Got it.
And so I thought to myself, once we go to that store, I'm going to try to get over there to where I have uniformed police officers to help me make the arrest.
Okay. Good thinking. Good thinking,
so that's my plan. So
like
I said, hey, instead of going to that store all the way on the west side, let's go to the one just north of the highway here. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Ray, my code name. They go, Ray, that's a good idea. We'll go there. And I said, yeah, then after that place, we'll go to the place you want to go. And they said, all right. So we zip over there, and I'm parking, and the security woman in the back, right. the non-risk taker.
Yes.
She has me parked kind of far away. I was going to park closer so her one-legged sister didn't have to walk very far.
Right.
And she goes, no, Ray, you got to park way here in the back. And I was like, why? She goes, and this was October the 31st. It was Halloween. She goes, yeah. She goes, I want you to look at the front of the store. See the entrance? I go, yeah. See them 4 guys standing there? And there was 4 guys standing there in costume. One was Frankenstein. One was like a vampire. One looked like Jackie Chan in a karate outfit. I said, yeah. She goes, those are actually security people. Those are loss prevention officers for the store. Mm. She goes, they're standing out there, and they're looking to see if they could see people sitting in cars and just waiting and not doing anything. Because they know then, if there's somebody in that car, in their mind, somebody's in the store going to boost and
Right.
to try to make a quick getaway.
They're looking for the wheelman.
Yeah, they're looking for the wheelman, just like me.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I'm like, okay. And so the security girl in the back goes, same thing, whatever her sister's name was, LaTracia or something like that, Teresa. And she goes, I'll be back in a minute. And she asked me if I wanted more steaks, and I was like, sure, don't
Yeah.
turn down free steaks.
Load me up.
So I watch her stagger with the one leg, carrying that gigantic blue vinyl bag all the way up to the entrance. She walks between the loss prevention guys who are in costume, and they look down at her, and I can see they kind of looked at the bag, and I'm like, man, they're looking at her.
Yeah.
And she goes, don't worry about it. And like I said, if we get suspicious, you just drive away. They will never find us. I'm like, okay. I was thinking, God, I don't want her, trying to help me out. I'll end up in
Screw
jail.
her.
Yeah. But so about 10 minutes later, I see our comrade in crime. This time, the bag is so heavy, the blue vinyl bag is so heavy, she's not lifting it and carrying it, she's dragging it. She drags it right between the loss prevention guys that are standing there. They clear a path for it. Oh, excuse us, ma'am. Let's get out of your way as you're dragging that bag of unpaid items. And she drags it all the way back to the car. I go,
Oh my God.
weren't you kind of freaking out seeing those security guys? She goes, they don't know anything. She didn't.
She drug that bag right between them.
Yeah, she didn't sweat it at all. Didn't sweat it at all.
Man, okay.
They were laughing about it. And so I thought, okay, now I'm crossing my fingers. I'm like going, please God, let uniform officers be in the BP parking lot, getting a soda or some coffee.
Right.
So now I got to make up a reason why I want to go to the BP gas station. Like I said, you can drive from the grocery store parking lot right into the BP.
Okay.
And so I say, girls, you know what? With my money, I'm going to be going to the strip joint here, and I'm going to get me a couple Red Bulls to make sure I got enough energy so I can start tipping all that money I'm making from you guys tonight.
Yeah.
They said, Ray, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
They said, go up here to the BP. I said, oh, great idea.
Okay, good deal.
As we're going up there, I see a couple of uniform cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, thank you. And I pull in, and I can see through the pane glass through the windows. I can see the 2 or 3 uniform officers sitting down talking, getting something to drink. And I said, "Hey, you guys want anything? I'll grab it for you." And she goes, "Ray, really?" She goes, "I will get it." And I said, "Well, do you want me to give you any money?" She goes, "Really?" And I said, "Okay, all right."
Do you know who you're talking to? Ray?
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly. Yeah. She was like the David Copperfield of shoplifters.
Okay. Yeah.
So she gets out, hobbles in again,
all right.
and they weren't even sweating the policeman. The girl behind me, I said, she doesn't seem concerned about the uniform guys. She's like, they're morons. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
they're not going to do anything. So the girl's in there, or the woman's in there about, 2 minutes. She comes out. She brings me about 3 or 4 Red Bulls. I said, I take it that didn't cost you anything. She goes, no. I said, weren't you nervous about them guys? She's like this. Those cops are morons. She says the same thing as her sister. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, so then right when I thought, okay, I've got enough, I said, you guys want to see something crazy? They go, what's that, Ray? I said, I want you to show you something. And I opened up my wallet. I said, speaking of morons, what's that? They go, shit, it's a bag.
Oh, you got him.
They go, damn it. They go, Ray, are you the police? I go, yes, darn the luck.
Oh.
And all I did was I said, stay right here. I wasn't worried about the one running off.
Right.
I just tapped on the windows, and the guys recognized me. They wave at me like, what's up? And I'm like, come on out.
Hey, need your help.
Yeah, they come out. And the girl that was stealing all the stuff, she actually had a warrant for failure to appear on a previous shoplifting case.
Of course.
So we locked her up for that warrant, and then the security girl in the back, I really didn't have much on, and so I just basically said, "You got an option. You can go. You can get out here or walk, or I can think of a reason to lock you up. She goes, I'll walk. And she immediately was out of my truck.
Oh, yeah.
And so once I got the one girl who was doing all the stealing locked up and transported away, I had to do something with all this meat. So I thought, well, I'll go back over to the grocery store and they can take it off my hands.
Right.
So I drive back over there, and I had to drag this gigantic bag of meat.
Okay.
And I go in and I go to one of the registers. I said, hey, you guys got any loss prevention officers here? And she goes, yes, we do. In fact, we have the number one loss prevention officer in the county. I said, awesome.
Number one.
Yeah, number one guy.
Oh, boy.
And I was thinking, well, he was asleep at the wheel.
Uh-huh.
So the dude comes out dressed in the karate outfit.
Okay, so the karate guy is the number one.
Yeah, he's the number one guy. He goes, hey, how may I help? How may I help?
Uh-huh.
And I showed him my badge, and I told him, I said, hey, I just arrested this woman for stealing a bunch of steaks and ribs from your store. And he goes, that's impossible. He goes, we've been here the whole time. He goes, when did this happen? I said, about 5 minutes ago. He goes, no, we were all out here watching.
Uh-huh.
I said, you got security tapes? And he goes, yes, we do. I said, let's go check the security tapes. So we go back into his office, and he fires up the security tape. And so we go back to where they're all standing out looking around.
Right.
And so he starts it. And then all of a sudden you see the woman walking up carrying the big blue vinyl bag. He goes, where's this alleged thief at? I go, see that woman walking in between you guys with the blue vinyl bag? He goes, yeah. Okay, she's going into the store. You see how she's limping because she's got like basically one leg and the other's in a cast? He goes, well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I go, now do you see her limping and dragging the bag, and you guys get out of her way? And then she walks about 100 yards to my car. You guys are looking at her. Well, she had, about $150 worth of meat in that bag that she's dragging. And he was like, oh, shit.
Right between them.
Yeah, I said, if you guys could take care of all this meat, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I was going to put that in the property room. The property room people would kill me.
Oh, they would, yeah.
So anyways, that was, they selected me because to them, I look like a criminal that could be counted on to drive them around to commit crimes.
So, okay, and I just want to make sure I got this straight. So you're out prowling the street, working vice, looking for prostitutes, and you're rolling down the road, and these two old sisters, they flag you down, right?
Exactly.
Because they're looking for a wheelman.
Exactly right. And you know what? Here's the thing. They weren't really old. They just were that haggard.
Had a hard life, just kind of.
Hard life.
Yeah.
Not malt liquor, but what do you call it? Budweiser, Marlboro cigarettes, Mountain Dew.
Uh-huh.
It's a bad combination.
Yes, it is. It'll take its toll. Question for you. Back, so the loss prevention guys, the guy dressed up like the karate guy, when it was all said and done, I'm sure he was, eating some humble pie, I would assume. Did you say to him, bow to your sensei?
No.
You should.
No, I did. I didn't say. I did my best not to be
haughty.
I tried not haughty-taughty and with my nose up in the air.
Right, that's not your style.
I didn't say burn.
Yeah,
she walked right past you.
Interesting. Well, that was a fantastic story, and it's just another example of Super E getting creative and just making all kinds of stuff happen. And that's just the way you did it. That's the way you did it.
We keep it real because that's how we roll, right?
There you go. Well, listen, everybody, we're going to wrap this up, and thanks for telling us another great tale, Super E. We appreciate it, and we're going to come back with another one here very shortly. All right?
All right. Everybody take care and be safe.
All right. See y'all.
All right, bye. Are we off?
Not yet. Now we are.